Hello?
The hand, the stars, or the ball?
Sorry?
Palmistry, astrology, clairvoyance. There's no difference in the price. It's £3 for a half-hour consultation, £5 for an hour.
Oh, not applicable. It's £40 a day plus expenses.
Oh, you're from Eyes. Oh, thank you for coming. It's difficult for me to get away at this time of the year. Oh, do take a seat.
Thank you.
Now then, where did I put it? I had it all ready for you. Yes, here it is. Do you believe in the occult, Miss
Stand fast. And the answer is no.
Taurus, perhaps? You're a Taurus, an earth sign.
Bingo. Is that good?
Feet planted firmly on the ground, only believing in what you can see.
That's why I call my agency Eyes.
Ah, but there is such a thing as the inner eye, Miss Standfast. We clairvoyants use it to see into the future.
Well, what on earth is it?
A premonition. It's been haunting me for weeks.
I'm not surprised. Who is she, this woman?
Me?
You? Do you know what it means?
Oh, yes. This place, wherever it is. I'm going to die there.
That's ridiculous.
I don't expect you to understand, Miss Standfast. All I expect you to do is to find the place.
All right, suppose it does exist. It could be anywhere. Europe, America, Australia even.
No, it's nearer than that, much nearer. Within 50 miles. Otherwise, I wouldn't have seen it so clearly.
It could take weeks, months even. I might never find it.
I don't care how long it takes or how much it costs. My life is at stake. No, take this with you. You'll know it when you see it.
If I see it.
No, Miss Standfast. When?
We're both after the same thing, aren't we? So why don't we pool our resources? I'm offering to cut you in. Now, I can't say fairer than that, can I?
What is it that we're supposed to be both after, Mr.
Quickly.
Mr. Quickly?
Now, don't give me that, love. I've been in the game too long. I mean, I'm not fresh out of Nottingville, you know.
I'm not fresh out of anywhere, nowhere that Pom.
Oh, this is the latest aftershave. It cost me £4.
Saw you coming.
Look, love, this is adult talk. Why don't you play with your dolls?
She's lost all her dolls. I play with men now.
You won't find it on your own, you know. I mean, it's going to be difficult enough for the two of us. And that's why it's going to shorten the what's-its a bit, isn't it?
It would shorten them a great deal more, Mr. Quigley, if I knew what the hell you were talking about.
I don't understand. I don't understand you, Mrs.
Forbes.
Mrs. Forbes. I mean, I come here in good faith, and you treat me like I'm offering you a part in a strip show.
I wish you were, Mr. Quigley, then I'd know what I was turning down.
Okay. Okay, go it alone. You won't ask me what's it when I get there ahead of you. This case is going to take a lot of legwork. Now, yours may be prettier than mine, but mine are shorter, faster than yours. If you want to turn down this chance of a piggyback ride, then you're going to be left behind.
I feel like I've just taken an O-level in Serbo-Croat. Who was that?
Back off, girlie. Unless you want another accident. Go on.
What the hell do you want?
Shut up. To the car. Right. Open it. Come on.
All right.
Hey! Hombre! ¿Qué pasa?
Cuidado, señorita. You're okay?
Sí, señor. Gracias a usted.
All this in Spanish, too. It is my lucky day. Are you all right? Who was he?
I've no idea. I believe you get mugged in your own car.
He was going to rob you, I think.
Perhaps.
In Spain, we have many such people. Drugs. They will do anything.
The handbrake is jammed.
I don't think you should be driving, but I will take you to where you want to go. On the way, we will find perhaps a garage. I am Luis de Ibelucia.
Prudence, stand fast.
I will take care of everything.
You know, it's quite extraordinary.
What?
I've just been to see a clairvoyant.
And?
She didn't mention anything about a tall, dark stranger.
It's impossible. It's a heap of old junk. It could be anywhere.
No, it couldn't. She's convinced it's within 50 miles.
And you believe her?
I believe in her money. She insists on paying me to go swanning around the countryside.
I don't like it, Prue. These clairvoyants give me the creeps. I think you should be careful.
It's not me that has to be careful. She's the one that's supposed to die there.
Yeah, but you don't want to get caught up in her bad vibes. I mean, suppose it was you in this picture. Actually, looks a bit like you.
Thanks, Fred. You just took a cut in salary.
What salary?
Talking of creeps, we had one here.
What?
A man called Quigley. Said he wanted to do a deal.
Who was he?
Didn't say.
What sort of deal?
Well, he says that he's looking for the same thing as we're looking for, so he reckons we should join forces.
To look for this place? Why?
I mean, maybe he's had the same dream, and he thinks he's going to die there as well.
If he gets in my way, he could be right.
Your car will be ready tomorrow. In the meantime, perhaps you'll allow me to be your chauffeur.
Louis, what a perfectly charming offer. I can think of nothing I'd like more. Oh, may I introduce my two associates? This is Maggie.
Hello.
And this is Fred.
Encantado.
Prue, why don't I lend you my car and you can act as my chauffeur?
Darn, Fred, I saw him first.
Yes, but you're not his type. He can get all the dark-haired birds he wants in Spain. What he wants is a nice, cool blonde.
What he wants is to improve his English. And grammar and syntax are not exactly your strong points, are they? Thank you, Louis. Let's go.
Grammar and syntax. Well, I've heard it called some things, but never that before.
I've caught this nasty cold, sir. I think it's hanging about, following them.
Well, are they any good? I mean, they're not likely to find it before you do, are they?
Well, not unless they know something I don't, sir.
Don't tempt me with remarks like that, Mr. Quigley.
Beg your pardon, sir?
You think that's likely?
Well, one of them, the Standfast lady, went to see Madame Crystal, and she probably gave her a clue or two. I think I should stick close by her, sir.
We're not paying you to ride on other people's coattails, Mr. Quigley. We expect you to conduct your own investigation. Do you mind? The guard's van.
Oh, so sorry, sir. You don't mind how I conduct my investigation, so as long as I get results, right?
I suppose so. Though if you're going to follow this Miss Standish...
Stand fast, sir.
Then I can't for the life of me think why we're not employing her.
Well, she's already got a client, sir. I expect he's paying far more than you'd offer.
If you're not satisfied with the terms we agreed, then I'll...
No, Mr.
No,
I didn't say that, Mr. Woodbridge. All I'm saying is that this is a handicap race and I'm the back marker. Now, if I'm going to win, then...
You must do as you think best.
Exactly, sir.
Just make sure you're first past the post. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Stanley Woodbridge here. I wondered if you'd heard of a detective agency called Eyes. I see. Well, I think they probably need a warning shot across their bows. They sound like a bunch of amateurs, but unfortunately they've become involved in our joint operation. It could prove a bit of a nuisance.
I'm not keeping you from anything, am I?
No? I'm looking for property in the area, so I'd be glad of the company.
Property? For you and your wife?
No. I'm not married.
Oh, that's cleared the air a bit. There's a lovely little pub just down there. Would you like a drink?
Yes.
Yes, can I help you?
Yeah, we'd like to see your boss.
There is no boss. We're a workers' cooperative.
Come on, love, don't muck me about. Where is she?
Well, if you mean Miss Standfast, she's not here at the moment. Anything I can do?
I'm about, you're the law.
And I smell an XDI.
Okay, so you've done your homework. What's all this in aid of?
Just a friendly warning, love. Don't try to go it alone or you could be in serious trouble.
Go it alone?
It's a very dodgy area, Mrs. Forbes. Very dodgy. Wouldn't fancy a stretch in Holloway, would you? Could affect your pension.
As a matter of interest, what would I be in Holloway for? Arson? A rape?
Like I said, Mrs. Forbes, just a friendly warning.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, see that? You know, I haven't seen it properly. I'm still not sure what it is we're supposed to be looking for.
Join the club.
Strange.
What?
This lady of yours, she's very precise. When I dream, there's not so much detail.
You're not a clairvoyant.
You think she is a true clairvoyant?
I don't believe there is such a thing. It's a load of rubbish.
What about fate? You believe in that?
I don't believe it's unalterable. There is a tide in the affairs of men which, taken at the flood, can lead to all sorts of goodies. But it's up to you to take it.
And if you don't?
Then you miss the boat.
Yes. You know the old legend about the appointment in Samara?
Something about a servant in Baghdad, wasn't it?
He had fled the city because he had seen death in the marketplace. When his master asked Death why he had threatened the servant, Death said he had done no such thing. He had merely looked surprised to see him in Baghdad because he had an appointment with him that night in Samara.
Surely you don't believe in predestination?
There are more things in heaven and earth.
It's incredible, a sophisticated man like you.
Oh, I was born a peasant, Prudence. Peasants are superstitious. I think you should be careful.
Good afternoon. Would you like the hand, the stars, or the ball?
I don't need me fortune told, love. I already know it.
Who are you? What do you want?
Well, for a start, I want to know who that bird was. The one you give the picture to?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, let's suppose I tell your fortune, eh? See, I can see the future too. And if you don't answer my questions, I predict you'll be needing new kneecaps.
Look, there's 50 quid in there. Take it.
50 quid? I'm not interested in pocket money. I'm going for the jackpot.
Please don't hurt me. Take anything you want. I won't tell anybody.
No, can't afford to, can you? I'm the only one you're going to tell.
Tell what?
Everything. Now, let's start with the original. Come on, be a good girl. Tell me where it is.
Right, come on.
What's your problem, gents?
No problem, Chief. Just want to ask you a few questions.
You're not the law.
Did we say we were the law? That's a serious offence, impersonating police officers.
Yes, so who are you?
We don't use no names. Makes it simpler. Like in the westerns.
You'll have seen one of these, then.
Look. Pretend this is Marston, right? And you've got 60 seconds in the black chair.
Yeah, but why don't you speak?
I've started, so I'll finish. What's your name? Because you're messing about in things that don't concern you, and we don't like competition.
I don't know what you mean.
And Madam Crystal, you paid her a visit.
So?
What'd she say?
Nothing, just told me fortune.
Now you're lucky, because my mate had hit you harder than Frank Bruno. Want that to happen? So I'll ask you again. Why'd you go see Madam Crystal? What'd she say to you? And why did you come here? Get stopped.
Fred? What? Someone having a punch-up outside.
Anyone we know? You all right?
Yeah, so... You work with that other bird? The tall one?
You mean the one you cut up on the Sheerness Road yesterday?
Right. Just don't try anything, okay? See, I'm willing to make a deal. I've got better information than you.
Everyone's got better information than us.
Think about it. You never get nowhere on your own except the cemetery. Right? Think about it.
Did you see what was in that photo?
No? Why? Don't tell me it was his wife and kids.
I'm beginning to wonder about old Mother Crystal.
Excuse me, sir. There are two gentlemen to see you. I use the word loosely.
See me? Give them names?
Mr. Draper and Mr. Tarrant. Shall I tell them to
No,
wander?
no. Show them in.
Thank you, Hoskins.
I thought we'd agreed never to meet again.
Well, there's trouble. We thought you ought to know about it.
Just right, the whole world will know about it. Look, our agreement
Yeah,
was...
but this is important.
Damn well better be. I've heard of using the telephone. You have trouble counting up to 9. Sit down.
There's other people nosing around. What people? What sort of people?
Well, for a start, there's this bloke on a motorbike.
And? We follows him from Madam Crystal's to this place down by the river. Turns out to be a detective agency.
Does this gentleman have a name?
Yeah, Binks.
Binks. Took a quick look in his wallet. You never heard of him?
Well, no. But we think he's a villain.
Takes one to know one, I suppose. So this Binks was visiting a detective agency. It's strange. It's very strange.
Too right.
Well, do we take him out?
What, tea at Fortnum's? Oh, I do wish you wouldn't use that expression. Reminds me of my mother. Well, I just follow him by all means, if he leads you to the spot.
Then we take him out.
Oh, God, yes. Lunch at the Connaught. I'll book a table. You can shoot him between the soup and the fish. No one would notice.
What about them detectives?
Those detectives.
There's 3 of them, all birds.
The females. Well, that should make things easier, I suppose.
I wouldn't bet on it, your lordship. We asked around. Word has it they're pretty good.
Just do as you wish. Take them all out. Make it a party, Only don't get me involved. All right? We understand each other, do we?
Everything's watertight now.
That's what they said about the Titanic.
A photograph. You're sure it was the same place?
Quite sure. Had a cross on it.
Where?
Oh, I'm sorry, I can't remember. I only saw it for a second.
So he wasn't a mugger. He was after Madame Crystal's drawing. Why didn't you grab him?
Well, we thought about it. But he had this gun, you see, so we stopped thinking about it.
Must have followed me all the way from Sheerness.
But if you already had a photograph.
Maybe he didn't. Maybe he's only just got hold of it.
Well, from Madame Crystal.
Well, she must have seen it. All that stuff about a premonition was a load of hogwash. She must have copied it.
But why? I mean, what's going on?
There is only one way to find out. I am once again at your disposal, Prudence.
Oh, Luis, you are a brick. Vamos a ver, muchacho. You can be getting on with the cross-filing, can't you, chaps?
You know, there's no justice. Just because she speaks the bleeding lingo.
Shouldn't have nodded off during Spanish lessons, should you?
Spanish lessons? What?
Oh, God.
Your friend on the motorcycle.
Who else?
And I fear for the lady.
Madame Crystal?
Perhaps he took her with him.
On his bike. Don't be silly, Louis. Use that Iberian loaf of yours.
Yes, you are right, of course.
If at first you don't succeed.
So, many artists make sketches before attempting a full canvas. Michelangelo, Leonardo.
Madame Crystal's hardly in their league.
And she would need to practice even more, would she not? Before she could draw her premonition.
I still think she was copying the photograph.
That is because you do not believe in clairvoyance. She could have seen it without seeing it.
Well, let's find out what the neighbors saw. Do you still want to hang around?
For you, querida, I will hang around forever.
Horny Louis. Nice.
Been so terrified in my life, Miss Stonefast. When he pulled out the gun, I thought he was going to kill me.
You've never seen him before?
No. But...
What?
Well, he seemed to know something that I didn't. He asked a lot of strange questions.
About the photograph?
What photograph? It was my inner eye that saw that place, Miss Stonefast. If there is a photograph, then it proves that the place exists, doesn't it? So I want you to go on searching.
Look, Madame Crystal, I am trying to keep an open mind about your profession. But if he can see into the future, I am Father Christmas. He's not psychic, he's psychotic.
Oh, yes, but you will go on searching, won't you? Please.
Well?
We keep looking.
Fred?
Oh, what?
Why was Madame Crystal so sure that that place was within 50 miles?
Well, that's
That's what I said, but no one took a blind bit of notice of me.
50 miles. Are you nodding off? Or are you going to help me cop some of this lot? I think I've got a...
What?
a hunch.
Isn't it funny how you've always got a hunch when we've got work to do?
I was beginning to worry
Worry?
that you had run out on me.
After a meal like that, I'd never be so ungrateful.
Would you like another liqueur?
Oh, no, thank you.
Has anyone ever told you, Prudence, that you are a wonderful map reader?
No. They keep banging on about my eyes being pools of mystery and my lips like precious rubies, but no one's ever mentioned my map reading.
Perhaps it takes a Spaniard to appreciate your true qualities.
Perhaps it takes an Englishwoman to appreciate yours.
What are they?
Clean fingernails. Oh. You seem to be a man with no warts, Louis. It's very confusing for a poor country girl.
What? What is a wart?
Blemish, an imperfection.
But I have one of those.
Really, do tell.
I hate to waste time.
It doesn't seem particularly wartish to me.
Which leads me to suggest something.
Hmm?
It would be a waste of time to return to your office tonight. If we were to stay at this hotel, we could make a quick start in the morning.
And I could teach you how to read a map.
I would like that. Excuse me.
Just a few questions, John. We're going to have a nice, cosy chat, and you're going to do most of the talking.
Oh, am I?
On account that there's a gun under this table. Married, are you?
Sort of.
Then you better answer my questions quickly. I'm sure old lady's going to be missing her conjugals. What's your game, eh?
Football.
You trying to cut yourself in or what?
No, I'm just trying to finish my hamburger.
What were you doing outside Madame Crystal's?
Well, what were you doing?
Oi. I'm the one with the shooter, eh? Who the hell are you?
Oh, sorry.
Ah. So why were you tailing that detective bird?
Well, I fancied that, didn't I?
I think you better step outside.
Couldn't I finish my hamburger?
Stand up, nice and slow. Move to the door. I'll be right behind you. I ain't got time for that.
Fred, sorry to ring you so late. Am I interrupting anything? Yeah, I can hear him breathing. The thing is, have we got Madame Crystal's address? Where? Prue's notebook. Thanks. As you were.
evening, sir. Can I help?
And good evening to you, young lady. I'd like a room.
I take it, sir, you have already eaten.
We was over the Bay of Biscay. We hit this pocket of turbulence. And I was opening the sachet at the time, and whoops, it went. Yes.
And your luggage?
My luggage?
It's being sent on.
Yes.
Right, sir. Well, I'll have a toothbrush and a razor sent up to your room, shall I?
Oh, yeah. Oh, very civilized.
Will it be cash or card, sir?
Yes. I was looking down your your register, and I saw there's a friend of mine staying here.
Here, sir?
Yes, a Spanish gentleman, Luis de Thalbathea.
Yes, sir. He's just down the corridor from you. Suite 17. Shall I put you through?
Here? Oh, no. I'll knock on my way. Thank you.
Sir?
Yes?
Your key.
Ah, we have a blast off.
Yes, sir.
If you could just give these back to the young lady. By the way, I was looking out my window, and I saw this gentleman in the car park trying all the door handles. I thought you should know.
Really? I'll have a look.
The drawing is not important, querida. We have both memorized it.
It's not just the drawing. You actually have the nerve to sneak into our suite.
Yes. Thank you, querida.
What for?
Last night.
I'm not sure I should have let you pay for the room.
Then tonight, it will make you feel better. You shall pay.
I think that might make me feel worse.
You are an extraordinary creature, Prudence. Quite extraordinary.
In what way?
You are a free spirit, I think. Cool, uninvolved. Even now, I do not feel I really know you. Nothing here, Prudence.
Good God.
What?
Look. This is it, no question.
Yes.
It's not exactly the same.
But in 5 years, there would naturally be changes. Prudence?
Yes?
Your mission is over. Shall I drive you back to the office?
No thanks, Louise. I think I'll wait here for a while.
But I cannot leave you alone in the middle of the country.
I wouldn't be alone.
You will stay with Mr. Quigley.
It's an ideal spot for a murder.
Now, you will need some help to bury him.
I have no intention of burying him. I shall leave him here as a warning to other creeps.
When shall I see you again, then?
You won't, Louise. This is goodbye.
Au revoir or adieu?
Adieu.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, too. You've been a naughty boy, Mr. Quigley. That drawing belongs to my client.
Well, why don't you go to the police?
I don't need to.
How are you going to get it back?
Like this.
Oh! You're hurting me.
Naughty boys deserve to get hurt. You offered my partners a deal. Now I'm offering you one.
Well, it's too late. I've got all the information I want.
Not all of it. You haven't seen the photograph. So, we'll talk, right?
Right, you first.
No, you first.
You don't trust me.
I take it that's a rhetorical question. Good morning, chaps. I've done it.
Oh, my God, it's Modesty Blaze. You found the place?
Yep.
So you got lucky. Big deal.
What?
I solved the case last night. I left a message on your machine, but you were obviously doing night duty. Cementing Anglo-Spanish relations, I expect.
Well, they are joining the EEC soon.
I'll mention you in dispatches to Brussels. Do you want to know what I found out?
You mean about Charlie Wakem?
Oh, not just him. There's Norman Howard.
Fred Tarrant.
Keith Draper.
Alf Binks.
Ah, that's the fellow with the gun, right?
But you don't know who he is, do you?
Oh, do me a favour.
I'll tell you someone else you don't know about.
Who?
Luis de Ilbalucea.
Yes, well, I admit I don't have intimate knowledge. But I can make a shrewd guess. You see, I know where Norman Howard's scarpered to.
Oh, no, they've got you two doing it now.
What?
Talking in Serbo-Croat. Any chance of a translation?
Ask Maggie, Fred. I've got to go and see Madame Crystal.
What are you going to tell her?
Oh, just that I found the end of the rainbow.
You going to tell her everything else you know?
If I did that, none of the rats would come out of the woodwork, would they?
Yeah, I suppose you're right. Oh, by the way, you'll find her at home. She phoned and said she discharged herself from the hospital.
Yes. See you tomorrow.
That was a gun, wasn't it? There. I've added a £50 bonus.
It's very kind of you. You're sure you don't want me to take you there?
Certainly not. You've told me where it is. Now I can give it a wide berth.
Will you be able to? I mean, if you believe in destiny.
Destiny can always be thwarted by willpower, Miss Standfast. It's the X factor that allows us to follow a different path.
I see. Well, goodbye.
Goodbye. I hope you're convinced now
Convinced?
that there is such a thing as the inner eye.
I'm convinced that most of us see through a glass darkly. But if we keep working at it, it gradually becomes clear.
What's this, the national debt?
Well, it was only bed and breakfast. In fact, I had supper round at the cafe.
You have to stay in a four-star hotel.
Well, I didn't choose it, sir. It was chosen for me, and it did get a result.
Yes. You did well, Mr. Quigley. Sure there's no mistake?
No, sir, there's no mistake. If I was you, sir, I'd get my skates on, because the competition is, well, it's hard, and it's It's hot and it's breathing down the heels of my neck, sir.
Really? Don't worry. I've already passed the information to the official quarters, and they have the matter in hand.
I'd like to be in on the kill of this one, if that's possible, sir.
That's not up to me. I have to get official permission. I've added a £100 bonus.
Oh, thank you very much, sir. It's been a real pleasure doing business with you, sir. Thank you.
Yes, indeed. Glad those women didn't get there first. Have to be put in their place occasionally, don't they?
More than occasionally, sir. All the time. Well, goodbye, sir. Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks, love. Yeah, I'll take that. Ah, nice.
Drop it, Alfie!
First Division, Binty! You're out of your class!
Oh, Keith! Fred! Very disappointed in you.
Didn't think you'd risk it!
So you thought you'd nick the lot?
Come on, we were going to keep your share for you, honest!
When did you know, Prudence? Before or after?
Long before. You used me as a stalking horse. So I used you as a sex object. Makes a change, doesn't it?
Pity, Prudence. Such a pity. In other circumstances, perhaps.
Don't kid yourself, Norman. That water of yours were just too big.
I hope you've got a license for that thing. I'll be back to check tomorrow.
Nice as you could make it, Mr. Quigley.
If you would just wait here, officer.
I still don't get it. Who's this Charlie Wakeham?
Crystal's boyfriend. Died inside a couple of months ago. He was the only one to get convicted.
So, Tarrant and Draper and this Norman Howard got away with it.
But it was Charlie who hid the stuff, right? Trouble was, he got a little bit too greedy. Tried to keep some of the best bits for himself, and then was nicked within 50 miles of the house. Which means that Madam Crystal...
Would you come this way, gentlemen, please?
...knew that the stuff wouldn't be too far away.
Policeman, dear God.
Lord Ritchie.
What do you want this time of night?
Detective Sergeant Armstrong, C.I.D. I have a warrant for your arrest.
Don't be ridiculous.
You are charged under Section 32 of the Larceny Act that in November 1980 you obtained certain monies from the Medway Insurance Company by false pretense and with intent to defraud. You are not obliged to say anything unless you wish to do so, but anything you do say will be taken down in writing and may be given in evidence.
Absurd. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's no good, sir. Draper and Tarrant have already made statements.
Statement? To what effect?
That you approached them to steal your silver so that you could claim the insurance on goods that were no longer in your possession.
See.
Bit hard up, were we, sir? It cost a fortune to run a place like this.
It's iniquitous. Sold everything I could. Still, the taxman wasn't satisfied.
I should call your lawyer if I were you, sir. Tell him to meet you at the station.
Yes. Thank you, officer. I should like to help yourself to a drink. Seems a pity to waste a good malt.
What about old Quigley?
A loss adjuster working for an insurance company. Lord Ritchie rigged the whole thing and the company paid out in full. Silver mostly, worth a fortune.
And all that Spanish. Didn't do you much good, did it?
Oh, come on, Fred. Don't kick a lady when she's down.
Why should I be down? I knew he was a fraud the moment he opened his mouth.
Oh, yeah?
His accent. He said he was from Castile, but it was pure Costa del Sol.
You fancied him.
I found him entertaining.
That's what she said. Fancied it.
Poor Norman. Paid out all that money for a fake passport only to be tumbled by old Mother Burlitz here.
It's all Madam Crystal I feel sorry for. This is her treat.
Yeah, I just thought of something.
What?
Well, she did kick the bucket in that place. So, you know, premonition came true, didn't it? Maybe she was kosher after all. Here she is up there on her astral plane with Charlie. Go on, girl.
Cheers.
Madam Crystal.